Hello guys, greetings to you all, and once again you are all welcome to the Stratford Africa channel. This is a channel that is dedicated to football content and football related topics. On here we discuss football and specifically Manchester United, as I have always said. So I welcome you all back to this episode, and once again here we are coming back here in this video to talk about Manchester United's preparations towards the upcoming season. So just today, this afternoon at lunchtime, United played their last preseason game against Everton, of which they won 4-0. United beat Everton 4-0 in their last preseason game. So in this video we'll be talking about that, and in addition talk about the squad outlook so far. How has the preparation towards the new season been, and all of that. So please subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and hit a like on the video and share the video to your friends. Please do share the content and help grow the community. Here we tolerate all sorts of opinions except abuse and insults, but we are just here to discuss the game we all love supporting best, and then create a platform for all of us to come together and talk about it as we do in the pubs and in our base. So that being said, I think let's jump straight into it and talk about the preseason preparation so far. So right now, from the last time we did a video about the preseason preparations, you remember we mentioned that a lot of the squad is still fringe players, and the senior players are still not back for training due to the tournaments they were involved in for their various countries. So that is no more the situation now. You know, the season is edging closer. By next week, by this time, United would have been finished playing their first game of the Premier League season against Leeds United at Old Trafford. So that means a lot of the senior players are back, and a lot of the first team players are back to training, and they are training really hard, trying to get themselves in shape for the upcoming season. So that really reflected in the starting lineup that played Everton this afternoon. So a lot of senior players are back, except only a few of them who are still not back. Like the likes of Edison Cavani, Jadon Sancho, and Rafael Varane. Due to one reason or the other, they are still not part of the squad. But apart from that, almost all the senior players are back, and preseason is almost coming to an end, and the squad is almost taking its shape. You understand? So the few players that are out, I have mentioned already. As for Cavani and Sancho, Ole himself granted an interview some few days ago, and he said it is circumstances beyond his control that those guys are still not back with the team, and he's not ready to make that public. So he didn't say why, but he just said they are expected back somewhere around the next week. You understand? But with Cavani, I suspect some only masterclass there. You know, yes, Cavani, he nearly didn't sign an extension for Manchester United because he said he wanted to be close to his family, right? So he was granted about 5 weeks off after the Copa America, and then another 1 week extension or so. So I think Ole is giving him all the possible time to be able to spend with his family, so that he can come back very well focused on the job. You understand? So I think Ole is giving him that opportunity to stay together with his family for a little bit longer, so that when he comes back, he can be focused and be ready to go. He can be charged to deliver for the manager for giving him enough rest and enough time to spend with his family. So I think that's a very brilliant man management move there by Ole. And when it comes to Rafael Varane too, apparently because of Brexit and all that is happening, he had issues getting a visa into the UK. So after his move was announced, it has to take a couple more days for him to be granted a visa. And now that he's in Manchester, due to the pandemic and all that the world is going through, he's required by the UK government rules to quarantine for a number of days. That is why the deal hasn't been completed yet. He's in Manchester though, but he will finish his quarantine within the week and then sign his contract and get back to training. But as for Jadon Sancho, I've said already, nobody knows why he's still out holiday. But they are all expected back very, very, very soon. So that being said, I think these are the reasons why those who are still not back are still away from the squad, and those who are back, and they are very, very much ready to go. So now let's talk about the game we played this afternoon. As I said earlier, we won that game. It was very, very good and a brilliant, entertaining game to watch. The boys really, really did play well. We won 4-0. And in that game, I realized that the players were looking much, much sharper and a bit more fitter than last season when we were playing those 1 or 2 preseason games. You understand? I think the tournament played a role in that. The tournament really has helped in ensuring that players didn't lose a lot of fitness, because when they went back, they weren't just sitting down, they were playing competitive football for their countries, and they had a short break. So I think that has really helped. Players have not really dropped up physically. The likes of Pogba, Fred, Bruno Fernandes, them all, they were very fit. Lingard, all of them, they are really, really sharp and looking sharp and ready to go. So I think in that game, the starting 11 was something very, very similar to what we start against Leeds United, because there was no fringe players involved. Almost all the players who started that game are first team players. So we had David De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka at right back, Lindelof and Maguire as the defensive pair, and then Luke Shaw on the left back. And in middle, we only played a midfield pivot of Nemanja Matic and Donny van de Beek. Ahead of them was Bruno Fernandes, and then Martial lead the line. On the 2 wings had Mason Greenwood from the right, and then Daniel James from the left. So these are all first team players, and it's very important that they all got some minutes into their legs and to be ready for the upcoming season. So I think they all played well, and we won. And the midfield pivot was what really caught my attention, and a lot of people on social media who were commenting on the game were very, very impressed with Matic's performance and Van de Beek's performance. So people are even suggesting that pivot is better than the McFred one. So unless the season unfolds and we see whether Ole will stick to something like that or not, let's hope and see. Let's hope and see what happens, because that pivot was very, very impressive. The way they moved the ball quick, their passing and their tenacity was there. Yes, it was very, very important. So that's why it is very crucial for us to have signed a young and upcoming CDM who can play week in, week out. Because whenever we have an informed Matic playing for the team, everybody always plays well. He always gives the platform for everybody to play on. But Matic is old, and he's coming to the end of his career. He can't play week in, week out. A lot of the time when he's even fit, he doesn't even last up to October. So from October going on, Matic will be out, injured, or he'll be tired and out of form. You understand? So somebody like me, I really, really wish Matic was about 3 or 4 years younger. Right now, we could have made very, very good use of him. But his age and his legs are no more as they used to be. So we really need to get a very good CDM. And Van de Beek too is a very interesting player. So he came back from holidays to preseason, and there were pictures of him floating around social media with comparing his body now to his body last season. It's like it looks as if the guy has really taken preparations for this season very serious, and he has hit the gym, and he has gained a lot of muscle, and he's looking very, very fit, and he has bulked up now. So he's no more the Konya or the Fia or the Langa Van de Beek. He's now built up and ready to go. So let's hope and see how he fits into this season. The upcoming season is a very, very important season for him. Yes, he used last season to settle in. He has had a taste of the Premier League and how it is being played, the intensity and all of that. So now he's ready to adapt and also make a mark on the team. He's not a bad player. So I expect him to really send out a very strong statement this season, play more games than he did last season, and have more impact on the team than he did last season. So let's hope and see whether Ole try him in the pivot today is something that he's looking to do when the season starts. because his passing is good. He's got a better passing angles, and he can pass the ball well than McTominay and Fred. So if you can get him to up his defensive game, he'll be able to play in the pivot for us. Because for the number 10, the way Bruno Fernandes have seized that position, I think he can only be a backup player to him. And if he really wants to be a starter, I think there's opportunity for him at the midfield pivot more than there is for him at the attacking midfield role. So let's hope and see whether he will be able to step up and then adapt and change his game. Because if he's really going to fit in at Manchester United, I've always said that Van de Beek will have to alter the way he plays football a little bit. The way he always quick to release the ball, he has to learn how to hold on to the ball a little bit, and then spend some few seconds on the ball. Because United, we don't play that style of football. That quick passes, give and goes, and then compact. We don't play that. We are always a team that is direct and wide open. So he will have to learn how to stay on the ball a little bit longer, and then how to give accurate long passes. So let's hope and see. This season is very, very important for him. So he's looking very, very sharp, and his body seems to have been built now for the Premier League. So let's hope and see he delivers, and then we can have a very, very, very good player in there. He's very, very good. So moving on, I think the 4 goals were scored by Greenwood. He scored the first one around the 8th minute there. It was a mix-up between Michael Keane and Pickford, and then Greenwood pounced on and slotted it into an empty net. You understand? So that was the first goal, and the second goal also came through Harry Maguire. He headed in a very nice cross that was whipped in from the corner by Luke Shaw. So you understand, Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire, their connection during the Euros doesn't seem to be going away. So we hope that they continue and build on it for the upcoming season. So, and also Bruno Fernandes scored the 3rd goal with a very superb free kick. Yes, he scored a very, very nice free kick. And then also the 4th goal came in at the last end of the game, when 90 minutes was done, and an extra 2 minutes of stoppage time was added onto it. That was when Dalot pounced on and flicked the ball into the net. He headed it with his back to the pool, facing the pool. You understand? You remember the goal Amad Diallo scored against AC Milan at home in the Europa League? Yes, Dalot's goal looks very, very similar to that one. So even after the game, Bruno Fernandes was trying to be on his nerves, saying he didn't mean to score. He was just like, that guy is very funny, and he likes to pull the legs of his colleagues. So he was trying to tease Dalot and saying he didn't mean it how it panned out. And it's all part of football. Sometimes football, they will kick the ball some way, and that was not what you meant to do, but it will go and it will favor you, whether it goes and finds your player or it finds the net, even though we weren't intending to do that. But the moment it finds the net, we are all up on our feet and celebrating. That is the ultimate goal. So it was very, very nice, good performance overall, and the team or the boys are looking very, very sharp. They are not lacking in fitness at all from what I saw. So if that is the case, I'm hoping that we can kick on and then avoid the slow start to the season that we had last year. We can't afford to start this season like we did last year. We will have to pay for it. We can't go into the season 4 matches, 3 matches in, and we are already playing catch up. That won't help us, you understand? So I hope that the way fit the boys are looking, we can build on that and start the season on a very, very good note, and put some wins together to stay on top of the table. So hopefully we will start the season very well, and then go on to have a very, very, very good season. So from now here, let's take a look at the possible transfers that might still happen for us. As Oli said the other time, he said anything that happens from now on will be considered as a bonus, because the club have really, really strengthened the areas they really wanted to strengthen, and now they don't expect any additions again except outgoings. And now, yesterday in the evening, there was a story that broke out again that there is still going to be a 3rd significant signing at Manchester United. You understand? So these are conflicting rumors, and because the transfer window is still open, anything can happen. Oli himself said that in football you never know, anything can happen. You understand? So let's hope and see. There are midfielders name that has been thrown around. We've talking about that already. And now the third significant signing, people are suspecting it will be Kieran Trippier from Atletico Madrid. And Fabrizio Romano also said the other day that will depend on the Dalot situation. You understand? United are looking to move him on. AC Milan are the club interested, but they don't want to buy. They want to take him back on loan again. And United are saying you either buy or you take him back on loan with an obligation to buy. But I think AC Milan are offering an option to buy and not obligation. So that is what is still keeping that deal there. So depending on how much is raised from that deal, United will then look to see whether they can get a backup right back for Aaron Wan-Bissaka, because he's been playing a lot of football for us last season, and we really need to give him some help. And there are rumors also that is suggesting that Trippier is also very, very keen to return back to the Premier League, and his preferred destination will be Manchester United. So let's hope and see what happens in that area. So if you are still watching up till now, please smash a like on the video and share the content. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section. And then also there's still rumors about Saul Niguez and Goretzka, them all still around, moving around in the papers. So let's hope and see whether United will still go ahead and get in one midfielder or not. So from that being said, I think so far this has been our preparation towards the new season. And then also our last pre-season match was played this afternoon, which we won 4-0. The players were looking very, very sharp. They were looking very, very fit. The game was an interesting game. They performed very well. Everybody seemed very ready to go. And then also possible transfers, we have touched on that, and we are hoping that we go on and have a very, very good start to the season. So please let me know what you think about all of these topics, and until we meet again next time, have a nice time to all of you. Next time, somewhere next week, we will do a preview of our first Premier League game for the new season, the game against Leeds United. So watch out for the preview later on in the week. So until then, Assalamu alaikum, have a nice time, bye bye.